is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Last night we hosted a live stream going through parts of Chantal's Foodie Beauty's Big Beautiful Me Biza Productions Return to Canada. I'm very sorry to all Canadians who are having to suffer Chantal again for an electric boogaloo. Now during that 6-hour triumphant 6-hour live stream, she received a lot of memberships. Congratulations, a lot of super chats. Congratulations. Something I didn't know was what she was charging. Now I do believe she had altered the fee on her Bizas at some point, but the rates aren't horrendous. For somebody who is as active as she was, charging at most $4.99 a month, actually pretty good deal. Yeah, especially considering she has all her streams typically public anyway, and she needs them to be public. That first stream got over 27,000 views in the first 24 hours. She did well. For being inactive for as long as she was, this is a start. During that stream though, she did a few mistakes. Those mistakes are already starting to bite her because of the toxicity she has created with the communities that are very anti-her. Take for example, she said that she was in Cornwall. So when some of those aforementioned haters noticed the structure of the room she was in, it didn't take long for someone to work out, because Cornwall's not that large, roughly where she is. Something which I, along with many others, will say, creators especially, because we know this is a bad idea, don't do that. I said it last night, I'll say it again. Do not go out of your way to find this information. It serves no purpose, beyond potentially causing harm to her. She can do that to herself, it is not up to us. And also those dunking on the structure of the property and the layout, bitch please. Those places look nice. Get off your high horse and stop swallowing those black pills. Okay? Alright. That was one issue that arose. The second, obviously she alluded to the fact that she is not going to be in Kuwait. Going forward, it's probably for the best. Many of us had called for a while for her to go back to Canada and stay there. As it is well known, the only way she could ever have gotten citizenship in Kuwait would be to work there 20 years unbroken being there. She'd never be able to leave for 20 years. Well, she managed 3 months at a time, because visa run, because she was at best a tourist and switched her bank accounts to Salah, who might still have access to that. If that's the case, I fully expect in the future, if she is unable to go back to Kuwait, I expect her to be absolutely reamed by Salah, who will take the opportunity to tell everyone everything, and a lot of people will want him on their channel. No point if you're a hater telling me otherwise. We know you will. Now, since that triumphant return to YouTube, she has streamed twice more. Not sure why it's 2, but it was 2. The first stream of which was setting up her new place, unpacking, buying new thing. The newer one, I actually have no idea, but we do have some clips. I'll go through those soon. But before we get to those clips, I want to read some community posts, because it wouldn't be a Foodie Beauty video without a community post of some kind. At the end of the 6-hour live stream, or certainly towards the end of it anyway, quite far into 6 hours, Chantal mentioned she was getting a new cat. The cat is called Smokey. People have reached out to the place where Smokey resides at the moment and warned that place of Chantal. I want, just to be clear, all cats to go to good homes. Chantal barely has her own life in order. She should not be getting a cat yet. She should be a better person first and know how to look after herself. Apparently she doesn't know how to do that without having to be bailed out monetarily by family. What little family she has left anyway. So when people call her out for how she treated BBJ, ditched Julia, rehomed Sam, which in that first stream she did in fact admit, no, there's no point getting Sam back. BBJ is unlikely also, by the way, but that could be for multiple reasons. I'm not going to sit here and speculate on any of it. Because people called her out, she, in community posts, said, "Where am I, a neglectful pet owner?" I said neglectful wrong, didn't I? Because BBJ's nails, but not Sam's, were overgrown while I was away and didn't know, but yet she was well taken care of for 21 years. Oh, and not to mention Julia. She's so neglected. Your brains are neglected. She's fixed, poorly I might add. Gets her nails trimmed on a regular. Can't prove that anymore, can you? Displays nothing but loving behaviour. Her litter and food are always clean. She's not underweight. She's microchipped and vaccinated. That might be a shot at Amber. So, yeah, sit and spin. I see we're doing well with those gummies, aren't we? Also, to the idiots claiming this on their channels, you do know that's actually defamation and can easily be proved. And now that I'm in Canada, I'd be leaving me alone because you are going too far. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy my new pet coming Friday. That will be loved and
well taken care of.
Quick thing, because there's a few bits in here that are important. If Julia mattered so much, you would have found a way to bring Julia with you, if at all possible. But the moment, according to you, where this all went wrong after that last stream you'd done, which was 30 minutes long and you deleted, but don't worry, I've got it, you got out of Dodge. You ditched everything. The only thing I think you brought with you, if memory serves, was your CPAP, which needs upgrading. You've admitted as such. It's on the way out. Let's face it here, Chantal, you're going to be paying for medications as well because you've got to earn your access to medical stuff now, haven't you? But I do believe if this does go away and you're not charged any further, you're not found guilty, you're not punished in Kuwait, I do think you'll ditch everything again and just go back. You have changed the title of your first stream back from High to Kuwait Arc is over. I kind of think you'll go back for an electric boogaloo. Although at this point, if you do go back and Salah plays ball with it, it's folie à deux. It really is. The second post, also, BBJ had chronic kidney issues because she is old. Her vet told me that. So she was prone to UTIs because of this. You people are dense and know nothing. And know the villa was not unsafe also.
That was years ago.
There's never been an incident with Julia, so get a life. So I'm assuming you're not going to be having Pete move in with you to help pay the bills. Not that he'd do much. He doesn't like working. He's not a fan of it. When are you finally going to ditch this fake Muslim arc? I did mention last night, and I had mentioned earlier actually, about the comments being left on the Toronto cat rescue site with Smokey. Well, Chantal had obviously put that in a community post. You people are literally creepy and psychotic. Do you not feel embarrassed that you are doing this much? Anyway, while you are wasting your one life doing this, harassing shelters, I am still getting my cat Friday and there's not a damn thing you widows can do about it. Yay. I mean, they could link your live streams with you quite clearly high on, well, gummies. What about that picture that's doing its rounds of you and a cylindrical chemistry device used to capture smoke and be inhaled at the top? Oh, what's that called? Rhymes with Kong, Dong, Long, Mong. So let's take a look at some of the clips and pictures that were doing their rounds after your most recent stream, simply titled,
Where My People At?
As you can see, by the way, her streams are doing very well as if nothing had happened. Her viewership generally hovers between 9 and 10,000 views for a live stream, which I'm very jealous about, I won't deny. Her live viewership for the first stream was over 1,000. These are a little bit lower, of course they are, but she has rewatchability somewhat on her side, and she needs it if she is going to finish this month as strong as possible. Let's not forget here, she had been gone for 2.5 to 3 weeks. As far as YouTube AdSense goes, her paycheck next month is going to be bad unless she finishes strong. And she's going to need to if she's going to push forward. The first image, tweeted by Queen Jellybean, is a picture of Chantal shaving. I'm not here to judge, but I have been told the more you do it, the more hair grows. I've also heard it's quite popular, common in fact, for some to bleach that area. But never mind. It's not my place to judge what's with their face. I guess the interesting part is watching the filters work overtime, as usual, but this time because you're actually making a definitive change to your face, so none of us can tell what's going on. Also, shaving cream really helps. It's a good balmy sort of solution, apparently. I say this as I've got a beard. I have no vested interest in any of this. Give it time though, I'm sure Chantal will have a sponsorship deal for her channel with Manscaped. The next, shenanigans. Imagine taking in a pet that you aren't prepared to take care of because you need it. Her selfishness knows no bounds. Included is a 51-second clip that of course I'll have to splice into 2 parts.
Well, I feel that's why I didn't want to bring my cats. That's why I rehomed them, BBJ and Sam, because the traveling. I was so afraid for them. Like going to the Middle East, you know how long of a travel day that was. Oh no. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, Teardrop. When I get them, I'll go Smokey, and you can't go. Because that's probably what they're reacting to.
My view when it comes to getting pets is you, Chantal, should not get one. No one should have one. Can't afford to look after yourself. I think the priorities for Chantal should be to rebuild her life, give it time, 6 to 9 months. Get some financial stability behind you. In fact, your own audience said the same too. Get some money behind you, save it first. Once you're there, once you're ready, then get a pet. The problem with stability for you is you rely on the streams and the controversy, because if you don't have it, you've got nothing, so you have to be a mess. Which means because people have gone IRL with you and you've given so much away already, you won't be able to do the one thing I really think you should do, and that is have a job away from YouTube. Financial stability comes from a foundation. You built yours on this. This is where you built it. I've always had mine from cleaning work, and I've had that work since 2013. I'm never going to give that work up either, by the way, because I think it's very important. In your case, you don't understand how important it really is. And because of the poison you've created as a community, you're unlikely to go any further. Ash Renee: no, I'm not paying for a home incubate. A quote from Foodie Beauty: well, we know she ain't giving Salah a cent for the cat or the mess she left him to clean up. Included is another short clip.
Oh, the ear mites alone. No, I don't pay for a home inflate. Why am I telling you that?
Because Chantal fled, it is believed by many that the filed charges against her will instead be put on Salah, essentially meaning, if true, she effed him completely. The buck stops at you, Chantal. You should have never left. Not because I believe you should go to prison, but because you made a mistake, and the only way you can properly correct it is to own up to it, accept your consequence, and then deal with it. One last tweet, this time from Shenanigan. If this man was truly sleeping on her, it's because she was spilling into his seat. Nothing comes between Chantal and her food, not even a non-English speaker just trying his best. Because Chantal has story time, everyone. And I like a story, don't you?
Just sit right beside a man who was falling asleep on me. Like, and he didn't speak a lick of English. And that's fine. I'm not being racist. But because he couldn't understand, it took like... His meal service was before mine. Right before. And I was hungry. And he took forever just ordering even the drink. Hi, X-rays, because it was like cranberry juice. Cranberry.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, I fully expect Chantal to start being more like what she was before she left. And given enough time, as she gains more access to services in Canada, she'll start to screw up again. She's already started by taking gummies before her, quote, anxiety. The anxiety you are feeling is called responsibility to everyone else, because we have to deal with grown-up problems. Yours are entirely of your own creation. I don't support people going real world with you, but I also don't support you getting a cat. Smokey deserves better, Julia deserved better, BBJ and Sam, I hope they're living their best lives. I really do. I fully expect you to continue down this path because you are not learning any lessons. If you are, you've never said it. You've never acted on it with any level of sincerity. The one thing you need to do now you're in Canada, a country where your body can acclimate better being outdoors, the best thing you can do right now is get your health in order. The one thing you don't seem to want to do. You need to, because if you don't, you're not going to see much more. Time is one of the most valuable commodities, if not the most valuable, on the planet. It really is. And yours is borrowed. No doubt our family that you'll never pay back. As we reach the end of this subject, please do let me know what you think in the comments down below. I shall be streaming on Twitch later tonight. If you're on my Discord server, my dear friend David is coming down for one night. He's got to do an errand for my family somewhere, I don't know what. But we're going to be doing a little whiskey VC on Discord concerning a very old sample set that I have for the distillery Bunnahaven, a 2019 Fazila set. Do join us. And Chantal, lay off the putts in, as you call it. Lay off the putts in. If I don't see you on Twitch or on Discord, have a wonderful day, and thank you all very much for listening.